Neat stuff, neat stuff.
Hi there, Scary Gary here. Glad you guys came back for another week. Well, today we're going to talk about storage, specifically in a kitchen. Now, RVs are small. They're small because we want to pull them down the road. We don't want to have a semi truck in front of us pulling it, and so they make everything pretty small. So to start out with, they basically only give you like 3 drawers down below here, and they give us 2 drawers on the other side here, and they give us a cabinet above. And the drawers, they don't fit normal utensils. They're mostly for what I'd like to call maybe liquid plate utensils, which kind of leads me to one thing. Everybody calls the oven, it's kind of like an easy bake oven because they are so small, which means you can't put normal cooking sheets in there. Everything's got to be a little smaller. Inside the oven, we've also put a pizza stone in there. The main purpose for that pizza stone is it kind of diversifies the heat. I've heard lots of complaints from people stating when they use the oven, things on the bottom burn, things on the top don't get done. This helps a lot. Even when we have little bitty microwaves here, a little tip is these are little bitty turntables here. You know how hard it is to find one of these when you bust it? And when you go down the road, this thing's jattering all around, and I've heard many cases where they bust. So what I do is I just take a kitchen towel and I wrap it up around it and I put it in here. And so far, in 3 years, we've never busted one yet. I've always been on a quest to find smaller utensils because you don't want to put the normal sized ones in there that set sideways, and they eat up most of your space. So I'm always looking for little. This little device I got for Christmas is actually a pizza cutter, bottle opener, a grater, a little bitty grater, and a carrot puller. It's all one thing, all kind of put together, so it makes it so it's small. Also, measuring cups. You know, a lot of measuring cups could take up a lot of space. So these pop open. So they kind of collapse down to a smaller size. Anything at all that you can fit in to a spice makes things better. You talk about small space and easy bake oven, how about this rolling pin? Another thing, which if you like to cook, and I do like to cook, I like my spices. Where are you going to put them? You put them in a drawer, you put them in, in certain areas. It's really hard for them to not use up a lot of space. So we're looking for places that we don't use. And one of the places is the inside of your cabinets. And if you notice, these things are on Amazon. I've seen them, you can actually put more. I've added a mirror to this side for which you saw in another video, but this gives me a place to keep my spices. So it's right here by the stove. Multi-use devices, things that nest together in baking dishes, be it smaller pans. You're basically going to get by with just a set of one of most everything. This trailer has a very large pantry in here. But if you remember right, and one thing we've done is we've placed a additional storage on the door, which allows us to put a few things in it that keeps it kind of out of the way and organized and keeps falling out all over the place. Keeping your silverware organized either here or in a device that has it all stacking up. Now, you'd think we had this really nice pantry, and that's a lot of space in there. You can store things. Unfortunately, we've taken a little better than half of it. We turned that into our clothes because my size, I can't hang my stuff up in the standard hang up one. So I've utilized well over half of this. And then I split the other spots up where they're kind of small. But the other thing that helps out a lot is having a light above there. Because when you cut this thing up into small areas, it gets pretty dark in here. So just having these little motion activated lights when you flip them off, you know, when you move your hand underneath it, that comes on, is a really good deal. Also on one of our cabinet doors, it faces the front. And on original Loretta, every time I'd stop, the drawers would be open. So I've added this little piece of bungee. And I haven't had the problem with Loretta 2.0, but I went ahead and just did the bungee just in case, and I think it helps a lot because these drawers aren't exactly the strongest things in the world, and the last thing you want them to do is to be banging out and jingling around while you're going down the road. Well, I hope these little tips, little ideas might help you out, and I sure hope to see you next week.
If you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up.
Turn on your post notifications.
Put the comments down below. Subscribe and you make me happy.